We need that clap again. That's the action clap right there.
Oh, action! Lights, camera, action!
Can we synchronize it?
Ready?
1, 2, 3.
That was pretty on point.
Yeah,
That was
pretty
actually
on
really
point.
good. Wish I had a double screen to work with, but can't do that.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't set that up.
welcome to the living room. I just had to. She didn't change it, and I was.
Come on, we have to be in sync.
We gotta be
Monica's not
professionals here.
It's tough, It's unbalanced.
We gotta be. It's what?
It's unbalanced.
Oh, why? Because you got 1 over there and 2 over here.
And no, it's just when Monica's not here. It's
Yeah.
you can.
We're missing a link.
We're missing a link.
What do you got to say? It's so sad. She's gonna be okay.
I know she's gonna be okay. She's just not here. I'm not looking at her beautiful face.
Yeah,
Roger
ladies
that.
and gentlemen, Monica's not really feeling the greatest, so we gave her a vacation day. Do we get vacation days?
Not paid, that's for sure. You get paid to work.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. So
Anyway.
she's taking a little vacation day.
Yeah.
PTO.
Yep. PTO. And prepare the others.
That's
I'm
right.
not gonna be here.
That's funny.
Anyway, welcome to the living room, ladies and gentlemen. For episode
22.
2.
22.
22. Yeah, because we could legally drink last episode.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, now we're over the hill. Anyway,
That's right.
yeah, welcome to episode 22 of the Risen Podcast.
Yep. So you got 3 of us today. Like I said, Monica's not really feeling good, but today
Oh, coming in hot. Excited. Let's go.
we're going to talk about minding your own business.
Minding your business.
Mind your business. All right. Well, first, we're going to open up in prayer real quick. So, Heavenly Father, Lord, we just invite you here in this time. We ask that you come and do what you do so that we can say what you want us to say. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
So, I messaged these guys earlier today. It's a last minute topic type of deal, but I just kind of got thinking of just how much information is just in the air nowadays. It's almost like we're on like information overload, right? It's nothing to just open up social media and you get a 10-second clip of why you should eat a carnivore diet, right? And then get a 10-second clip of what's going on over in Iran, and like your brain is just firing in so many different directions, right?
Yeah.
But to really hone in on, like, let's say like diet and exercise, I just got thinking of like you have the whole carnivore camp. You have the whole vegetarian plant-based camp. You have like the high carb, high fat camp, right? And every single one of them is like against each other, right? They're like, don't do carnivore, it doesn't work. Don't do keto, it doesn't work. Don't do high carb, it doesn't work. But like it works for like everybody in that camp, right?
Right.
But what doesn't work is people jumping from carnivore to high carb to high fat to plant-based. You know what I mean? It's like they dip their toes in a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of, you know what I mean? And it's just because there's just so much information. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're not sticking with what they know. You know what I mean? So I guess what I'm getting at is, the main point that we want to drive home is it's so easy to do, like, let's say the carnivore thing for like 2 weeks. And then you're like, well, then you get like watching a YouTube video and that this one guy was like, why you should never do carnivore ever again. And you should be on high carb because fat burns on a carbohydrate flame, or however that quote goes, right? And then you say, well, all right, well, let me switch to high carb. You know what I mean? For 2 weeks. And like, I'll be honest, I've been guilty of this plenty of times because I like to experiment with things, right?
Yeah.
But with people that are trying to go like on a journey or even just get something done, achieve a goal, they get so distracted or bumped off the path of their journey because they're like, well, my friend's trying this, maybe I should do that. And then I also heard this, so maybe I should try that.
And they're getting results with this, so maybe I should try that. Yeah.
But the reason why they're getting results and you haven't yet is because they've been doing that for 2-3 months.
Right.
And you're giving it time to to do its thing, right?
Right.
And the reason why you're not is because you just did this for 2 weeks, and then you did this for 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's not just with diet. That was just like a perfect example to put out there, because that's what I was thinking about this morning. I'm like, man, you know what? There's so much information out there, right? That we are literally on information overload, to where people are easily distracted of doing this and this and this and this without giving something a chance to work.
Right.
You know what I mean? You could say the same with side hustles. You know what I mean? Because I think other than diet or other than fitness, I think side hustles is like the next biggest thing, where it's like, you know, don't do this side hustle. It's gone with the wind. It's not, that doesn't work anymore. Here's the new thing. You know what I mean? So, there's like so much going on, you know, that people don't like stick to one thing and give it a chance to.
Yeah. First of all, side hustle makes me angry.
Yeah.
The entire phrase and like ideology behind it.
Yeah.
It just makes me angry.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna do something, be a professional at it. Do it.
Yeah.
To the extreme.
Yep.
Otherwise, don't even bother.
Right.
Like if you're gonna side hustle this or whatever.
Right. If
Now, you're going to fail. You know why? Because it's a side thing. You gave yourself an option to fail.
Yeah.
Right at the beginning. As soon as you said it's a side.
I like that. It's like you gave yourself a plan B.
Yeah. Already.
Type of thing. Yeah. It's also like, you know, it's kind of like what we talked about last week, right? You said at the end, towards the end of the episode, you were like, if you don't have any intentions of getting married, then don't date.
Yeah.
If you have no intentions of this side hustle being your main hustle, then don't start.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Now, like, granted, I understand doing some things on the side to like maybe make some extra money, but you know, I think
Yeah, just call them what they are. They're odd jobs.
Yes.
yeah, there you
Yes.
go. There you go.
You know?
Side cash or something, or
Yeah.
I don't know, something.
Yeah.
You know, but there's a lot of people that are like, they'll do a side hustle and it just stays as a side hustle.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, I really think that, you know, people just don't give what they know a chance to grow and succeed.
Because they're overloaded with information.
Overloaded with information.
Right.
You know what I mean? And kind of to your point, be a professional in what you know. You know what I mean? I am a jack of all trades, master of none, I feel like, because I'm always trying to learn. So like that's been like a gift and a curse. So I know what it's like to be kind of half pregnant in 9 different things and not master in one. So it's like it's frustrating, right? So I'm saying this and speaking this through experience.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
You can't go 9 different ways at once.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to just pick the one road and just go down that thing, and really not look back. Don't give yourself a plan B.
Right.
Yeah. One of the really cool quote that I heard a while ago was from GBRS, right?
Okay. Yep.
Talking about DJ, talking about you know, burning the ships, right? And what that means, which is it's a really cool. He does this whole long monologue about, you know, what it means, and essentially it's, you know, the idea of burning the ships, right? That came from when, you know, Hernan, I think it was Cortez, when Cortez landed in Mexico.
Yeah.
He told his crew, essentially, when they landed there, all right, we got all our stuff off, go burn the ships. We are either going to conquer this land or we're going to die trying.
We ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We ain't going nowhere. It's like the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
You're going nowhere.
He does this to me. He says that stuff to me.
You ain't going nowhere.
Yep. Yeah.
Playtime. I got you for 3 minutes.
It's about the same conversation we have.
So
No, but that's very powerful to think of it that way. Like,
Yeah.
To say like it's all or nothing.
Yeah.
It's really all or nothing. There's no other choice
Yeah.
but to do one of those two.
yeah.
You know?
You know, like think though, you can make anything work as long as you have the perseverance and the perseverance. I read in Proverbs the other day, it says that diligence is man's most precious possession. And that hit me because I'm like, it really is, because nothing happens.
Yeah.
Nothing comes to fruition without diligence.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You can dabble in it a little bit all you want, but nothing's going to truly grow unless you persevere and you're doing it every single day. You're doing what's required. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm not wearing it.
No, I'm not either. Mine was
neither of us
dirty.
are.
I was building something with Knox out in the garage and I got sawdust all over it. So
Oh man,
I was
Can't have anything nice.
can't have anything nice, man. You know, so
that's why we can't have nice things.
no, you know, so I forgot what I was saying. What was I saying?
Diligence is man's most precious possession.
Yeah, but where was I going down there?
Don't know.
Wow, I'm approaching 40, y'all.
Damn, you're old.
Come on,
You
man.
did it to yourself this time.
I did, because I sidetracked.
Yeah, you sidetracked and then you said, oh, I'm approaching 40.
I know.
That's a decade
I know.
longer than I've been on this earth.
That wasn't very nice.
You were in kindergarten and I wasn't born yet.
Your birthday's coming up too, isn't it? We got
Yeah,
a
it is.
whole bunch of April
Yeah.
birthdays coming
Yeah.
up.
Yep.
It's gonna be an expensive month.
Yeah.
So yeah, come on, man. What was I saying?
I don't know, but I'll tell you what, like
You do what's required.
doing the whole like committing thing and like, burning the ships.
Yep.
I'm only going to use that one more time, which is that one.
Yep.
And then I'm done. But doing that and like actually committing, especially when it comes to the fitness side of things, diet, whatever, that's the only time you're ever going to see any sort of result whatsoever.
Right.
Is when you're fully committed to that one thing
Yeah.
and that one thing only.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, this is what I was gonna say. Thank you for reminding me, bro.
There we go.
Yeah, you can make anything work. You can make anything happen. Like, for example, somebody was flipping burgers and was like, "Yo, I McDonald's."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And built a $1 billion franchise off of flipping burgers.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I mean, the newspaper business is going out, but somebody started with newspapers.
Yeah.
Plastic. Have you ever heard the story about the guy who invented?
press.
I think it was the plastic cup or paper plates, something like that. It was either plastic cups or paper plates. He asked like 1,500 investors. It's some enormous
I
number.
want to say this is the Solo Cup guy.
Yes, I think it
Solo
is.
cup,
It
yep.
is.
Yeah.
And he every single one of them was like, that's so stupid. Right? But he got the one yes.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
And now like we're still using solo cups to this
Yeah.
day.
Everybody,
know what I
everybody
mean?
prefers it almost.
Yeah.
A lot of people do because they don't want to wash dishes.
Right.
Yeah.
But there was X amount of investors that were like, that's dumb.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And I'm pretty sure his wife was like, you should just give it up. And he was like, no, he saw the vision. He was
Yeah.
like, this is going to be a hit. And
Yep.
here we are.
Now all you got to do is go to Dollar Tree and get a whole like stack of 30. You
Yeah.
know? People just buy them like crazy.
Yep. I mean, even think of like nuts and bolts for, just odd stuff. Like there's companies out there that just make nuts and bolts.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like stupid stuff, washers, and you can do anything.
Yeah.
You can do anything. People are making a massive killing off pooper scoopers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so it's just focusing on that one thing. Like there's I want to say there's no idea that's stupid. It's just you haven't gotten the right yes yet, And I don't mean to turn this into like that success, but I'm mainly talking about sticking to the one thing, driving it home until it happens.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And cutting out all the distractions
All
of
the
the
noise.
over information.
All the noise. There's a quote from a book I read where it says, where there is an abundance of information, there's a poverty of attention.
Yeah.
So when you are so overloaded with information, you can't pay attention to the one thing or what you know. You're there's this and this and this and this and not that. But we don't have to know everything.
No.
Well, so there's a thing, man, and here's something that I believe that's going to piss a lot of people off probably, is that a lot of humans are not smart enough to see all that information and parse out of all of it actionable
Like,
data.
Yeah,
And just
yeah.
like, hey, what is this? Okay, this,
Yeah.
I can use that. Give me that.
Yep.
What is this? This is all garbage. Oh, but that part though. Give me
Yeah.
that. I
Yeah.
need that.
Yep.
And then just go through all of this data, this massive amount of data.
Very true.
There's very, 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 very few human beings that could run through that
Yeah.
and come out with like actionable intelligence.
Yeah.
Well, that's where anxiety, that's 100% I agree. That's where anxiety comes from. I think to me, the way that I look at it is when you're at a restaurant and you see a menu filled with too many options.
Yeah.
And their waitress
4-page
comes.
menu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and the waitress comes over and she's like, well, what did you guys decide? And we're like, dude, I don't know.
I need another 20 minutes.
Sometimes
please.
I love when we go to restaurants and there's only like 5 things on the entrees and 5 things on the appetizer. I'm like, okay, this looks good.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
and
yep.
that's just a prime example of
Yeah.
how our brains, especially after working all the time and
Yep.
being with your kids and just trying to survive life, sometimes even the leisure moments where you're just going and enjoying each other's company. If you go to a restaurant that has too many options, you're like, I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't even know. My brain is checked out. Like,
Decision fatigue is a real thing.
I was literally
Decision
just word
fatigue.
for word about to say that.
Yep.
yeah, it's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
I think,
That's why you almost always only see me in black shirts
yeah.
when I'm
It's fair.
yeah.
I have.
Other than this one. This might be my only
Yep.
not black shirt that I have.
I
But I
can
picked
echo.
it.
I can.
And she picked it.
I can echo the same thing, man. I have like 3 or 4 hoodies in rotation. I have like 3 or 4 pants in rotation.
Yep.
You know, I think of like Andrew Huberman, where he was just like, he said the same thing. I wear black because
did
it's
say that.
decision fatigue.
Yes.
It limits the decision fatigue.
Yes, and it allows him to focus on other things that are more important.
Yeah, make the bigger decisions.
That's
you
right.
know? You know, when you have so much information in front of you, you now have to decide, what do I do with this, right? Because who's that brain guy? Jim Quick, this Asian dude. He's just like they call him the brain guy, and he helps people, takes their brain to the next level. And he always says, anytime you take information in, if you really want to learn something and seal it, whatever information you take in, you say, okay, how can I use this? How can I implement it into my life? And then how can I teach other people to do it, right? Imagine if you have just an array of just information coming at you and you're trying to absorb it all, and you have to do that with every single piece of information.
Nope.
Right?
Nope.
And not just that information, but then you have to decide, like, okay, what do I do with this? What do I do with that? Like, is this right for me? Right? And that's that right there is just decision fatigue. You know what I mean? Just stealing attention units.
Yeah.
You know, so you really gotta just hone in on that niche, you know,
Yep.
or that one goal. Do that one goal, and then once you complete that one goal, let's move on to the next.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And start small. We've preached that, I feel like, throughout the entire podcast is, you know, hey, add 5 pounds each week to your weights, you know, when you're lifting.
Yep.
You know, that drop that 1 pound a week. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Start small. Don't try to go for, you know, the elephant in the room. You know what I mean? There's
If
even
you
the
are
same-
the elephant, then go for it.
decrease your bites by 1 at a time. You know, but yeah, man, it's just focus is a superpower.
Yeah.
It is a huge superpower. And everything on social media specifically is demanding your focus.
Yeah.
You know, that's how they get paid. How many likes did I get? How many views did I get? You know, I mean, we're grateful for everybody that's tuning into the podcast. Thank you
Yes,
for
by
giving
the
us
way,
your
thanks.
attention. We are hoping that we are using it to the best of our ability and giving you value, you know,
Yeah.
because a lot of this is from experience, man. You
Yeah.
know, I think of it to like fathering my kids. I always tell them, like, listen, I'm telling you not to do it because I've done it. I've touched the hot stove.
Which is the same thing that our parents told us. We're like, you have nothing.
Yeah, right.
So it's just a cycle.
You know, so
But there is something to be said. I mean, I know it's kind of shifting topics, maybe slightly, but it's like when you're processing too much information. For me, when I'm going through like a life decision, sometimes, I mean, and he knows this, and I know that you know this about me. If there's too many questions or too much information being thrown at me, like, oh, well, you can do this,
Yep.
and you can do this, and you can do this, or have you thought about doing this, or what about doing this? And it's like, it gets me to a point where I just feel smothered.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't process anything you're saying to me
Yeah.
because I have my own thoughts.
Do you-
and I have my own process.
Do you remember that movie Encino Man?
Yes.
This is what. Remember when the guy shush?
Yes.
I'm gonna put that clip in here so everybody knows.
Yes.
Shush.
Yes, it's just so like, but it's so true. Like, that's why sometimes, and I'm trying to like get better at it, but I've been trying to put into practice being careful and limiting what I share with people.
Yeah.
To keep my own
Huge.
peace.
Yep.
To keep
Huge.
my own peace, but obviously, like, I'm in a marriage now. It's nobody's business
Yeah.
what happens in my life.
Yeah.
And so
It's my business.
It's your business because you are one with me.
Yeah.
And so even talking about, being pregnant, telling people,
Yeah.
like, yeah, I went on to social media, I told people, but we aren't sharing the gender with anybody other than obviously family.
Right.
But there's a reason to that, because with all this information comes then everybody else's opinions and everybody
Yes.
else's, oh, well, we'll
You
give you
should,
this, or
and you
well,
should.
yeah, I went out and I bought you this, which I'm grateful. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful. But there's just a lot of stuff that is just like, it's overload.
Yep.
And as much as like I sit back and I ask God to like give my mind peace and be at ease with certain things, I don't like feeling like I'm the center of attention and feeling like everybody's smothering me with things
Yeah.
and over information that I'm already trying to process and do my own thing. One of his friends, which I appreciate, came up to him once he found out that I was pregnant. He said, best advice I can give you is not to listen to anybody.
Thanks, Ty.
And it was great, because that's the truth, So many people are going to give you their opinions. So many people are going to give you their experiences, which is fine.
Yeah.
But when it's overloaded with like, well, I know better because you don't know this yet. It's like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident in the man that I married. I'm pretty confident in myself. I made it this far in life. I think we can figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. So like so to your point of like keeping a lot of your stuff private, right? Not telling a bunch of people. I am such a firm believer in, like, from a man's standpoint, of having a band of brothers. Right?
Yeah.
I don't have to go to church and tell everybody, or I don't have to go wherever I'm going and talk to people about what's going on in my life. I have my band of brothers.
Yep.
And those are the only guys I'm going to talk to and reach out to, right?
Yeah.
And those are my sound counsel, right?
Yes.
So
and you got to be careful who you allow speak into your life. So that's fair.
So those are the only guys that I'm going to reach out to, and I'm grateful that it's only like 3.
Yeah.
4 actually.
Yeah.
That I can reach out to and be like, yo, what do you think about XYZ?
Yeah.
And I can trust their opinion, and I only have to have that conversation 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
If I make it to all 4, I could make it to 1 or 2 and be like, yep, that's what I needed. You know what I mean? Or that's what it's about, just having your inner circle that you talk to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Ty is right, dude. There's going to be so many people. How's everything going? And then, you say, oh, it's going good, whatever. And then they're just going to hit you with, well, try this and try that and this and that. And that's when you say, and zone it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's actually awesome. I love doing that. I'll just like have
He's
a
so
full
good at it.
I'll have a full conversation with somebody, and like they'll start with that sort of thing, and then like at the end they'll say something that's like actually important, and then like ask me my opinion about it. I'm like, I checked out like 5 minutes ago, dude. What? You want to ask me that question again?
George used to say, I stopped listening as soon as you started talking. So I stole that one from him.
Oh, that's awesome.
No,
but it is. It's over information, and it's not everybody. Not everybody is privileged enough to know that about your life.
Yeah.
Not everybody is privileged enough to have that insight of what's going on, and as much as I don't know. It's tough because today's world, it's like everybody shares everything.
Yeah.
And if you're not sharing it, well, then like they're offended that you didn't share it. And it's like, there's only so much that I can do.
Yeah.
And there's
Sorry,
only,
I already had the conversation 20 times.
right.
You know what I
and
mean?
so it's just really,
Right.
it's really tough. So
Yeah.
I believe that I've gotten better at it, and it's
Yeah.
actually helped me keep my sanity.
Yeah.
But there are times where it kind of goes back to our last episode, saying no and not having to then explain why you said no.
Right.
No, that's it.
Yep. Sorry.
You
Yep.
know,
Yep.
so it's the same thing.
Yeah, I definitely agree with, you know, not telling people like what you plan to do.
Right.
You know, you hear people say, well, you should tell people so they can keep you accountable.
No.
That just doesn't work with me.
Yeah.
It really doesn't.
No.
I feel like, I don't know, it's hard to put a finger on why if I say I'm gonna do something and I share it with somebody, I just completely fall back on it.
Right.
I don't know why, but if I don't tell somebody and I keep it just between me and God
Yes.
and Monica,
Yes.
I 1000% always follow through on it.
You almost see more success in it because it almost, so you're like taking the, oh, okay, so people call it accountability. Sometimes some people use that as like a boastfulness, like I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
If it's a private mission between you, your spouse, and the Lord, I feel like there's more success in it because your prayer is different.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I can agree to that. There are times, depending on the person I tell, that I'm like, I need you to hold me accountable or whatever.
Yeah.
Most of the time, because now I'm married, it's
Yeah.
now my husband.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
My precious.
I will hold you accountable.
Yeah, same way. So
Well,
likewise.
not only
Yeah.
that, but
Good.
I'm a firm believer that as soon as you tell somebody that they should do something, they automatically don't want to do it.
Oh,
You're
absolutely.
like, yo, you should not eat dessert. It's like, well, now I'm gonna go eat 3 pieces of pizza.
That's right.
You know, or 3 pieces of pie.
Because
Yeah,
I'm a grown person.
Especially combine that with like people who have like oppositional defiant disorder.
Are we speaking from experience?
Maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know.
You
Something
know?
like that. And then like, yeah, we have this one at work, dude. This one, I'm not gonna say any names. Leader,
Okay.
leadership, dude. He loves to like give speeches about, you know, safety, and then he'll tell you to, you know, wear your PPE at home. You know, it's like, bro,
Nobody's
Yeah.
doing that.
stop.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go mow the lawn in flip flops later.
Yeah.
Just to make
Yeah.
you angry. Just so
Yeah.
I can, you know, I'll lose a toe just
Yep.
to prove a point. You
Yep.
know?
Yep.
Like, no, I actually wouldn't do that. But
Yeah.
you get the point. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, don't tell a room full of grown men
Yep.
what to do.
Yeah.
Who pay their own bills.
Especially
yeah.
when it comes to like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
That's just absolutely silly, and it just
Yeah.
drives me insane.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every time I hear it, I'm
Yeah.
like, I just.
Like I think
That's
it's
when I
one
turn
thing.
my brain off. I just stare at him until he goes away.
You just look at him like, huh?
Yeah.
No, it's not that. It's not a friendly stare.
Oh, no.
It's
Oh, it's
my
the death stare.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's my I just stare at him into his soul until he goes away.
Yeah. Yes.
So, yeah, I just think for me, like that, just the accountability stuff just doesn't work.
Yeah.
I guess I just like holding myself accountable
Yeah.
because I talk to myself different. We've
Yeah.
covered that on other.
I can talk to you that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't. I'm
doesn't
not like
work.
it doesn't because I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not an easily offended person. Like
No.
somebody could be just like yelling at me, and it just doesn't move me.
No.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I've seen that. I've seen people yell at you and you're like, okay.
It doesn't move me. You know what I mean? I'm not easily offended. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I just gotta do it myself. That's all.
Yeah.
But getting back to the main topic.
Yeah.
just picking one thing and really honing in on it. There's this book that I read. I feel like I talk about a lot of books that I read, man. I feel like such a
we need to have like a risen reading list.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
just like a
That's
book.
only going to be books that Steve has read because
Yeah.
I can't read.
Oh, stop. He has a whole stack of books at home that he's read.
Yeah, I know.
Can't read.
Yeah.
Still can't read.
Well,
I've skimmed.
I know some of these words.
I've skimmed.
yeah. We just have
done
like
that.
a risen podcast library or something like
Yeah,
that. Risen library.
Yeah. But the one book was called No Excuses, and he just said that there's 1,000 success principles, and not one of them will work without diligence and self-discipline, and focusing on the one thing,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, it's also like to kind of talk further into your point is the need to know more information too. Like, you want to stay consistent. That's great. Stay consistent with one thing, but don't feel like you need to know
Right.
all this other stuff that has nothing to do with what you're actually trying to do.
right.
Like, as we're talking, the thing that keeps coming to my mind is like, I am so thankful that the contractors that built this apartment weren't distracted by other things and they actually were consistent to finish the building.
I know.
And that's kind of like, thank you for electricians for being consistent to wire all the homes and stuff like that. Like, things that we see today, buildings that are standing and businesses that are being made were from people that stayed consistent in one thing, in
Yeah.
one craft.
Yeah.
And then they branched out. Like,
Yeah.
once that was successful, they branched out and became entrepreneurs. And so I think that, it's just going into being successful is that
Yeah.
one thing.
Where I think a lot of people get caught up with kind of getting distracted, right? Like we talked about social media earlier in the episode, and it doesn't, like, you hop on social media, Instagram, whatever, and you just start scrolling. All that information that hits you just starts giving you all these other ideas, right?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I should try that, or I should try that. And you start going down like this rabbit hole. And next thing you know, you are doing something, right? Because
Yeah.
where you place your attention, you start giving it intention, right? So just getting off social media, like taking a social media break, I realize that when I start feeling that way, if I hop off of social media, I definitely have more focus to just do what I need to do. You know what I mean? Have you guys ever seen like those social media posts where it says, imagine who you would be if you disappeared for 6 months, right? And just
I
focused on
know.
your thing.
Yeah.
And it's like not actually disappear,
Yeah.
but literally just disappear off social media.
Just unplug.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
get off your phone, get off social media for 6 months, or at least create like a little window where it's like, for a half hour at this time, I'm going to hop on and maybe just catch up with everybody or something. Not that
Yeah.
you need to. I want to emphasize, like, you don't need to catch up with people on social media.
You don't.
When you catch up with people on the internet, it takes away your attention of the people that are presently in front of you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So imagine who you would be if you took a break off social media for 6 months and just did what you need to do.
Right.
My beard would be longer.
Yeah?
6 months longer.
Yeah.
Social media makes you cut your beard?
No. Well,
I should shave. I should grow. I should.
No, when he finally comes back, his beard's going to be longer because
Yeah,
he's not
that's
going to cut it.
Right,
Oh, there you go.
right down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, just come back every Monday just to watch here.
Yeah, no,
You know
that'd be
what I
great.
mean?
Yeah.
Just watch my beard grow longer every week.
Yeah. No, but there's just so much distraction that's inside these little black boxes.
Yeah, and Justin
know?
and I guess, have been feeling the effects of that more recently. So, from what I've noticed, there have been times where, like, I'll come home and I'll turn the TV on and things like that. Other times, like, I'll just kind of sit there and, like, turn it off and just be quiet.
Yeah.
He's also done that there because I've been having to go to church Sunday nights just for this month for rehearsal and meetings and stuff like that. And so he's had that time where he even stated that he was, like, just shutting off the TV and just kind of being quiet and
Just stare at the wall.
unplugging. Yes. and unplugging.
Yeah.
And even when we're together, we used to watch, probably a few months ago, we used to watch a lot of stuff on politics, everything that's happening in this world.
Oh, just
And the other day,
Yeah.
I was like, did you want to watch, so and so? And he's like, no, I don't have any more questions. I don't want to. I just want to.
It's not. Yeah, at this point, it's just belaboring something that you already know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
I already know that X, Y, and Z is happening. I already know
Yeah.
the cause. I already
Yeah.
know why, and I already know how it's going to end because I've seen this movie before.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't need to see that over and over again.
Right.
Like, I don't need to know
Yeah.
exactly how, the level of whatever.
blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
need to know that because then
Yeah.
I'm just going to, it refreshes it every day and it just
Yes.
puts you in this constant state of just lack of peace.
Yeah.
It drags you down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it can. I mean,
Yeah.
I do get it still every day because I still keep up on what's going on
Yep.
everywhere with whatever.
Yep.
But to like sit down consciously for an hour and listen to somebody talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
like, dude, you know what? You're telling me things that I already know.
Yeah.
You don't need to keep beating the information.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think too, it's been really nice to be able to kind of just unplug from that because, in all honesty, like you said, it does. It puts a state of some
It's a
people
lack of peace.
lack of peace. People have fear. People have anxiety.
Yeah.
And as Christians, as Jesus followers, we aren't called to rely on that
Yeah.
information because also a lot of that information that's being spewed is not always true.
Right.
So it's like we have to trust in the Lord,
Right.
follow what Jesus states, and that's where our peace comes from. So it's to think about needing to unplug from overload and
Yeah.
being overinformed
Yeah.
is just it's necessary.
And you gotta think of 99% of marketing and to get you to move or do something is their whole game plan is to sell the pain and show the fear, right? Because that's what draws people in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Keeps them questioning, keeps them focused on what you have to offer,
Yeah.
right? So a lot of the stuff on the internet, now granted there's truth behind some, but 90% of the internet is kind of like what we talked about earlier in the episode. Don't do this anymore because it doesn't work, right?
Right.
I'm selling the pain that it doesn't work. I'm also selling the fear that you shouldn't do it. This is the new, so you don't want to miss out on this, right? That is 90% of the internet because that's the best marketing to grab people's attention,
Right.
right? So when you are constantly going through those loops every single day, whether you close the loop or it stays open, you wonder why people have a hard time sleeping because you may think that you processed it during the day, but your brain's going to wake you up at midnight just thinking about things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You may not feel anxious about it. Your brain's just like, hey, just so you know, we didn't process this during the day. You didn't have quiet time. Stare at a wall. Like, because I like to do that too. Just shut it all off. Let me stare at the wall and just let me process. If you don't have that time, that quiet time during the day, your body's going to be like, yo, just so you know,
Yeah.
we gotta work this out right now because I gotta get rid of this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're up.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
And most human beings, I would say, I'm pretty damn good at it. But I'm going to say that an overwhelming majority of human beings are terrible at compartmentalization. So like
Yep.
not a lot of people can see or read or hear something absolutely horrific. 5 minutes later, shut that off, walk inside, and you're smiling because you're giving your wife a hug.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
not a lot of people can do that. That's
Yeah.
going to sit there and they're going to dwell on that for
Yeah.
hours and hours
Yeah.
and
Yep.
hours and hours.
Yep.
And not a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't just go, doop.
Yep.
All right. That doesn't exist anymore. Hey, what's
I
up,
feel
babe?
like so I used to be really horrible at that, but I will now say because of the history that I've been through with, just the medications that I was on
Right.
that intentionally give you those bad ideas, right?
Yeah.
I've trained myself to be like, shrug the shoulders, and that's kind of like what I'm teaching
Yeah.
the kids, that like when something like pops up, I'm trying to show them how to compartmentalize things like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not desensitize them, right? But know how to handle it instead of freak out and react. You know what I mean? Because I tell them that all the time when if something happens or something doesn't go their way or whatever the case is, like, first of all, you need to calm down and work through it because you being in this reactive state isn't helping you whatsoever.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, but even like to your point, some people don't even know how to, like, when they see something tragic or some type of fearful information, they don't know how to be like, okay, let me just box this up. I'm going to shelf this and I'll get back to that later because there's something I need to do. They tend to live in that space, that reactive space. And what are we going to do? I can't think of anything going on in front of me presently because I'm dwelling on this thing.
Yeah.
Well, that thing is not helping you right now. You know what I mean? And we need to develop that muscle to say, well, I need to shelf this right now because I have other things that I need to do, you know? So, but it's important to make sure you take that off the shelf or else you're taking that off the shelf at midnight.
Right.
You know what I mean? At 1 a.m., you know?
Yeah.
I've been taking those things off the shelf in my dreams, dude.
Yeah.
He does.
Yo, it's weird how sometimes it can actually play out in your dreams.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I'm joking, but yeah.
But it's true.
Sometimes.
So
Sometimes, yeah.
I had this dream last night.
Yeah.
Oh, we were watching because we came to the church and we were watching the play, right?
Yeah.
And they had like swords and stuff on the and you know the Romans and all that. So last night I had a dream that Knox and I were just slaying some demons.
That's awesome.
With just like these insane swords, dude. It was pretty sweet. So like we were in the dream and it wasn't like an arena or anything, but it wasn't Satan. There was a demon that said, "Pick your warrior," right? Like like a game,
like a game. You were a Tekken character, bro.
And I turned and Knox came in, and still just little Knox. He wasn't like little Knox, and he picked up his sword. I'm like, let's go. I'm getting goosebumps, dude. And we just start slaying demons, dude. So I was like, so I woke up. I was like. Then I got thinking, like, was it because of the play? I don't know. I was just putting stuff together, you know.
No, I'd write that down and pocket it. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty dope. I woke up, I was definitely happy.
Yeah,
you know?
Heck yeah.
But I was trying to piece out, like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
Dude,
in my mind, it came from God.
I don't even remember what. Oh, I do remember. Never mind. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say I don't remember what the dream was about, but I woke up in the middle of the night the other day. It was apparently the middle of the night. I thought it was like 5 a.m.
No, it was 3:20 in the morning.
I thought it was 5 o'clock. But anyway.
Yeah.
So I wake her up. I'm like, babe, I got to tell you this thing I just had. And I went and explained this dream. And we voice recorded it.
Yeah.
So she has it still on her phone.
Oh, okay.
It's like a 20-minute long voice of just me talking. So that's unbearable to listen to. So
Well, it's also in the morning where he's just like, he's trying to remember every detail. And so he's like, he's trying to be like, and then he like goes on. And I'm like, when he told me the dream at first, it was very quick. Like it was like super quick, but it was very quick compared to when we voice recorded it because he was trying to give more detail before it all escaped his mind.
Yeah.
And then we fell back asleep after I recorded it, and he goes, he turns over, and once he wakes up, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm glad we voice recorded because I can't remember the dream right now." I'm like, "See, that was," and I believe it was from the Lord. I think he does too.
Yeah.
So
I'll definitely write it down. But that's the only parts that I remember of the dream. So I'll write down what I remember. But I can still see it in my head. Yeah, I can still see it in my head. It's like they came down. It was pitch black, and there was demons off in the distance, and they came down and they just said, "Pick your warrior," just like who wants some type of deal, right? And they pick your warrior, and I turn around and Knox just comes out. I'm like, "Yo, let's go!"
Little Knox.
Yep. Little David, you know what I mean? King David type of deal, and he just starts slaying, dude.
yeah,
And then I woke up. That's all I remember.
Knox Malosi.
So, All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave you with this verse. 1 Thessalonians 4:11-12. The Apostle Paul instructs believers to make it their ambition to lead a quiet life and mind their business. So don't be so consumed with everything you see on social media. Everybody's doing this and doing that. I call it the lady in the red dress. You're going down to where you're supposed to be going, and the lady in the red dress will pop up to pull you away from where you're supposed to be going.
That's right.
Mind your business. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. If you have a goal that you need to achieve in your heart, focus on that. Focus on the one thing. Get it done.
Commit.
Yeah.
Commit. Don't focus on what else you may need to know. Focus on what you know now. Use that. Let it grow, and let it come to fruition.
That's
you know?
right.
Yeah.
Y'all want to add anything? Nothing?
No.
I'm good.
All right.
We're good.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sticking around. We hope that we added some value. Like, comment, subscribe. Definitely comment. I wanna see some comments.
Yeah.
Me too.
So
We got some comments on the arm pump one. Me and the boys. Well, the boys commented.
did
Yeah.
Yeah.
you? Okay. All right.
It was
Ty,
good.
Ty and Christian
Yeah.
All right.
both commented on our. I think it was episode 20 or 21. Whatever, doesn't matter.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whenever I talked
Yeah.
about the arm pump.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, y'all. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
So like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.